doubtless treasured sites in Christianity.
There's a significant missing proof for Hallucinations universe. UFO in the form of bright light is descending to the dome of the rock of Jerusalem.
All right. Welcome to Goof On, everybody. It is the 11 o'clock Sunday show. Who cares? Here we are. How you doing? It's March 13th. Still 2022. How the heck are you? Oh, yeah, in a little bit. It's Monday for some of you. So let's try to enjoy this first hour of the show as if it was still the weekend, all right? You know, I found out I have an uncanny talent to do voices of people on Gilligan's Island using Gilligan's name. I didn't realize I could do that. The first one I did by accident was Thurston Howell III. I was trying to act like a rich dude, right? And I go, Gilligan, my boy. You know, I couldn't believe it. And then I started thinking, I know I can do the other voices. If I can do it in here, I can do it here usually. So I already know ahead of time. The skipper. What does he call Gilligan? His little buddy. Hey, little buddy. See? Gilligan? No, I can't do it. I thought I could. Oh, that was the professor. The professor's the only one I can't do. Now Gilligan, he's always got that serious voice. Gilligan, don't touch that. And of course he touches it. Now Marianne's a good one. Because she's a little peppier. Gilligan! Gilligan! You know, she always does it like that. Ginger is like, Gilligan, can you do me a favor? Right? Gilligan. And then my favorite is Mrs. Howell. She's stuffy old rich lady. Right? Gilligan. You know, I can't hear myself. That's why I can't do it. Gilligan. See, now I can do a better Marianne and Ginger. Gilligan. There, I got it. It's the headset. I can't hear myself do it. So it was off. We'll try again tomorrow. Anjali, the jelly belly of our society, was on TRUTHSEEKERS for 10 minutes today. Oh, they were planning to talk for at least an hour that I knew of. Yeah. She got a little irritated. Oh, poor little thing, I got scared. Stevie Weevy gonna make you look batty watty. She left at the first sign of trouble. She was denying something that was fact. And I don't know if it was the drug thing where she says, oh, I said, no, I didn't take them. Oh, well, I did one time. And then we find out she was like on 5 things. Prescription, mind you. But it went from, I never did any, to, well, there was one time. And then oh my God, that's right. And then she reads off, I was on Adderall, painkillers, sleep medication, mood enhancers, all sorts of shit. And you mix that with the weed oil. You know what I mean? You're going to start saying things. So it was really interesting when Stephen was kind of correcting her because she was denying. And Stephen said, no, wait, no. Because she did it before and he let her interrupt him. Well, 2 times, come on now. She's going to keep doing it if he doesn't stop her from butting in. All he did was raise his vocal cords an octave. He went from right here to right here. He didn't go up there. He kept it in between. And she's like, nope, that's it. Click. Nobody's going to make me look bad. If I'm going to look bad, I'm going to do it to myself. Oh, honey, you just did that. Shut up, Roger. Nah. Wayne came on then. I was on. We were all talking about it. And she was throwing up some tweets like, how dare you treat me this way? Disrespectful and my frail ears. You know she throws F-bombs more than the Navy, the Air Force, and the Marines put together. She's an F-bomb enhancer. She does one of those fuck yous. You know, like one of those people. You get in a fight with her and she's like, fuck you, Rich. Yeah, she creates new F words. That's how much she uses it. She has to make it original so it feels good. I know the type. I'm that type. I'm not. I am. Ah, man. Yeah, it's weird, man. She's done. Finished. Finito. Adios. Goodbye. Don't let the door hit you in the asterisk. Have a nice day. Toodaloo. Sayonara. Mahalo. She quit. And then started playing, poor me, you know, I'm a lady and I should be treated, you know, the way I think I should be treated, you know. I can be a bitch if I want to, and that's okay. I'm a lady. I'm a frail, wheelchair bound sometimes, skinny, gray, bags under the eyes, sick with maybe or maybe not lupus. Woman. Please don't yell at me. Please, I just can't take it anymore. I can't. You see all these grays? That's from you. You people did this to me. Have you seen Lou Elizondo? He's got to wear a hat. He's so bald right now. You guys are mean. We're mean. We're the assholes. Because you lied and made up a story or created this event by going to the... Where'd she go? The Capitol? In Washington, or whatever, and gave herself a press conference. I don't know where everybody is. I mean, I called ABC, NBC, CNN, MSNBC, Fox. I called them all. Where are you? Hold on, the aliens are telling me something. They're not coming. Shit. Okay, I'm a good actress, right? Am I a good actress, Tom? You're a great actress. I know. Shut up. You don't have to tell me. I think I could do this. How many blankets do we have? Give me 7. 7! We have 10. Give me all of them. I'm going to put them around the wheelchair. We're going to float in. People are going to look at me like I'm floating in. Oh, they're going to think I'm a god, Tom. They're going to think I'm a god. Anjali, you are a god. Shut up. I don't need you to confirm it. I know. I was just saying, don't say anything, Tom. Is the camera on? Is this camera 1? Camera 2? Camera 3? Camera me. I'm kidding. All right. Is this all the people that are here? 2 people. 2 people. Tom, stand out there. I got to look at somebody. So she holds this press conference with 3 people out there acting like Lou Elizondo at the, remember when TTSA introduced them and there was nobody in the auditorium? She was pulling that trick. It's amazing. It's the same exact script. The background, everything about her. Back then, intelligence. Now, incompetence. Hey, that was a good one, right? Hey. So, I think she had some wacky mushrooms. Beep, 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 beep. And she had this press conference. And you saw, I mean, I could play it, but you know, you saw it on Cambians. Everybody was there. The whole world was there. 400 people, 9,000. It was the best. Yeah, no, that was, I knew there was going to be at least 300. I didn't expect it to get up to 4 though. She can put asses in the seats. I mean, what else is going on in this field? What else? We got nothing. This is it. Enjoy it while it lasts, because it's now over. I'm not doing roll call. All right, roll call. Marvin Dale Likens Jr. Well, I'll go fast, though. Peter Kavanaugh. Welcome to the show. Denbub, welcome to the show. MEM, Texas. Sorry about that. Welcome to the show. Dorothy Hawkins, welcome to the show. Mary Jose Sproul, welcome to the show. Who's this guy? Oh, it's Natasha Pod. Sorry. Oh, I love your picture. You look so clean and precise. Your hair is so straight and your shoulders are so pointy. Raymond Lawrence, welcome to the show. Most people in this community are full of shit. Welcome to the show. That's it. Walt Corbin, welcome to the show. Shane Reed, welcome to the show. Ale Warrior, welcome to the show. Huh? Barry H. White. The show has you, my friend. Look at that. Did we do a show earlier today? Oh, no, I was on Cambion's show. That's right. I don't want that overexposure. But welcome to the show. Good job. Nathan Allen, welcome to the show. World in Chaos 76, welcome to the show. John Hintz, welcome to the show. Louis Ferrero, welcome to the show. Bob Berkins, welcome to the show. Luna Sparkles Uno, welcome to the show. Bob, Big M, Big Bob, Little M, welcome to the show. That's it. All right, let's get it now. Told you it was going to be a quick one. If I didn't say your name, what do you want from me? Carl Ann. All right. Zach.Cast Monsup. Gotcha. And the beautiful one, Felicia Flores. All right. So, King is humble. All right, already. All right. You made it. Good. So, Anjali, that's it. It's over. No more. Can't do it. Refuse to talk. Maybe if something major happened, like, she found the cave or she fell in it and that was the demise. And I thought about this because Cambion was like, we're going to go out there. We're going to go on the mountain. We can go on the mountain because we got Wayne's permission. I don't want to go. I said I want to go. And, I can go, but I don't want to go. And I don't see the reason why. Why would I want to go to a mountain that doesn't have a tunnel or aliens? If it had one of those two, we'd be there. Tunnels are cool. And Wayne's tunnel, I'm sorry, Brian's tunnel, I heard it's seamless. Yeah. Why are guys that way? Every time we got to talk about tunnels or digging or going deep, it's always that innuendo. It's dirty, muddy, because it is. Anyway, maybe I want to play something here or read a tweet. Let me see. I got a little Lou tonight. Hey, what's a show like this without a little Lou, huh? A little Loopy Lou? Loopy Lou? We're going to do the Loopy Lou segment. And, we even have a Corbell news. Oh, William Hurt died. The actor at 71 years old. I love him or hate him. I mean, either way, it's this guy. Hold on. This guy. Remember this guy? He was in a lot of movies. 71. That's not old. That's not really young. But I want to live into my 80s. I think that would be kind of cool. I think, I don't know, man. I just don't know. I don't know. I think it's going to suck, to be honest with you, but I don't want to miss anything. I love TV. I could watch a lot of sports. All right, check this out. We're still on the Anjali thread. For those of you just joining us here, she quit. She's done. Finished. She left Cambion's show because he raised his voice a little bit at her. I am not going to be disrespected this way. Nobody's going to talk to me. Nobody yells at me. My father don't yell at me that way. Eddie Murphy. My father don't put your hands on my face. My father don't put his hands on my face. Check it out. She says, Stephen Cambion did not want me on Truth Seekers to answer questions and discuss discrepancies between my recollection of Wayne's my recollection and Wayne's, their recollections. It's clear. After just 10 minutes, Stephen leaned towards his screen and began actually yelling at me. For this reason, I left and will now return to his show. So you did a lot worse You perpetrated a lie, lady. A lie. It's not a lie. It was a hallucination. So there's no aliens under the ground over there? They're there. You gonna prove it? Well, Wayne won't let me because there ain't no tunnel, lady. Wayne, you know there is one. You know there's a tunnel. Why are you lying? You know why? They found out why Wayne changed his mind on everything. The Men in Black. They erased his memory. But he remembers the cancer. That's one thing you don't want to remember. Why couldn't they erase that? Yeah, erase all those emotions that went with all the pain and suffering. Couldn't they do something good? Let's take away this alien base out of his mind. Oh, but we'll leave it in the hands of Anjali. Yeah, the sane one. Nah, we'll let her remember it, but not Wayne. That makes good sense there. Good way of thinking, lady. Oh, no, they trust me. They do. But Wayne's out of the picture, so they don't want him in it. It's not part of my plan. That's on the Men in Black. Oh, God, you have an out for everything. And it's not even fun at this point. It's sad. It's really sad. Isn't it sad? Oh, it's so sad. I can't stop. You want to know why I'm wired? Because I had a huge cup of coffee. I was at the gym, and up until 10 minutes before the show, I think my hair's still wet. So I'm pumped up a little on coffee and this energy drink, which is also a shake, a rattle, and vitamins. That's so stupid. But, that and a couple of toots off the old horn. You know what I mean? Hey, if you want to help support the show, Super Chat, Super Sticker, PayPal, Cash App, and you can become a patron. I don't recommend it, but you could. Stephen Cambion didn't want me on, she says. Isn't that amazing? And look at this guy. Look at this guy down here. This liquor of boots that she wears. Look at the name. The Post-Material Playground. Replying to Anjali, I don't believe your story, but you were right to leave. He flat out screamed in your face. And even though I don't believe your story, there's a way to have a respectful conversation. How about not interrupting the guy when he's making very valid points that goes against what she's claiming? Very nice to divert the conversation. Of course he's going to stop her the second time. She may have even been 3 times. I, for one, wanted to hear your side of the story after listening to Brian yesterday. She can still do her side of the story. She doesn't have to go on anybody's podcast. Just type it out, lady. Defend yourself. I don't need to defend myself. I said all I have to say, and that's that. That's that. What do you want from me? Oh, you know where she's going. You know what show she's going on. Yeah. The armpit of ufology. No, not goof on. Stop that. It's boop. You know that guy. The wash women. Yeah. It's a beautiful world where you can just make up anything you want, say anything you want, claim with all of your might that it's actually happening to you, and people will follow you. Why? Because this field is filled with people that want to believe so badly that if they believe in this type of personality, this type of person, it gives them some sort of, I don't know, faith that we don't have to be human anymore, that we can live another way. Why don't we just better ourselves and not try to have the aliens make us better? Why do we always have to look elsewhere? Work on you and all of us will get along. We don't need the aliens to, sing Kumbaya with us under the stars. Oh, well, we'll get their technology. How do you know? How do you know they have this technology? Nobody knows. The whole thing's a risk. It's a gamble we're taking, and a very bad gamble. As badly as I want to see aliens and meet them too, hey man, if we got something they need, but they would have done it already, Rich. That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. They would have done it already. Why would they wait for us to keep taking from the planet? You know? What good would it be to have us around? They could just take us out anytime, out of the way. Right? Unless it's in the ocean or at Antarctica, places we cannot get to safely. You know, it's very dangerous, I should say. Well, then we got rumors that in Antarctica there's that big hole. It goes to inner Earth. And that guy, what was it, Richard Byrd in the Army? Saw that stuff. And then there was a medic team that flew by the hole because for whatever, it was a shorter distance from point A to point B, and they broke protocol and they flew right next to this huge hole that, you know, may or may not exist. If you're a flat earther, not even a flat earther, maybe there is a hole in the top of the earth. Let's just say. And you go into it, and this whole other world opens up with its own ecosystem, its own everything. Maybe everything's a lot bigger than we think, or it's all here. I don't know. That doesn't make sense either. The one thing that makes sense to me, two things. Well, actually, it could be anything. But I like that they're living in the moon. In the moon. Yeah. I like that theory the best. It's far enough away. It's hard for us to get there. And they could take us out with a little pebble, you know? No problem. I don't know. I don't know. Antarctica's a really good one in the ocean, because if they have that type of technology, they can do anything they want. But let's do this real quick. The ocean, because if they come on, shut off. Listen to myself. I'm gonna play the Anjali thing real quick for those of you who missed it. I'll just play like the last minute and a half because she leaves. I think I know Stephen would be okay with this because we've talked about things in the past. So let's take a listen, see how this went down, and we'll go from there. Why isn't that playing? Oh, there we go.
An experience. And it's not my position to say that you didn't.
First of all, I got to say, not a happy face. Happy, inquisitive, not happy, deceptive, looking into the chat room, seeing my comments of dislike. Hold on, I want to see when she leaves here. All right, we got enough.
I just have felt that your experience was somewhat related to a drug event.
I know.
A combination of drug events. And you know how I know that, Anjali? Because you know how I know that you may have some weird, strange experiences when you're on a bunch of different drugs is because I was in rock bands for 20 years. I've been there. I've done these things. If it was a pill you could take, something you could smoke, a hallucinogen you could eat, I did it. And I had some strange shit happen to me that if I were not just cognizant of the fact that it was drug induced and related, I may decide I had an experience very similar to yours.
And besides, what makes more sense? She saw aliens? Or she hallucinated? She hallucinated. Thank you.
Listen.
Oh.
I don't take drugs. When you asked me if I was on any drugs.
Why is it in quotes?
I said no. I don't take drugs. When you asked me if I was on any psychedelics, I said no. I don't take psychedelics. I never have denied that I was on any kind of prescription medications.
But there's Reddit posts of you describing taking hallucinogenic drugs. You know, this is where we get into the.
There is one post, and this is such a dead horse. You want to beat it some more? We can beat it. There's, and that's fine. I mean, you know, it's a waste of your airtime because we're just spinning our wheels over the same thing that's been resolved and talked about.
Trying to divert. Let's not talk about it. Been talked about. She's trying to avoid.
A dozen times, and I can say it again, and nobody's going to believe it, but let's do it. One time, I had a powder that a friend of mine gave me. That he said was developed. It's a synthetic mushroom. I don't really know very much about it. It was a powder form. I had a little bit. It was not around Brian's house. It wasn't even the same year as Brian's house.
No, I understand that, but what we're talking about is the fact that there's lots of inconsistencies. You said, I'd never done any hallucinogens. Well, except for this one time. This is a problem. That's all.
I said I don't take drugs and I don't do hallucinogens. One time, and I've already said it, one time.
Okay.
One time, Stephen. That's it. And I didn't.
Okay. So as you can see, she's a little more aggressive. She's been this way for the first 6-7 minutes. It's starting to get to Stephen already because I can tell. I mean, I was there in the chat room and I felt that way.
I don't even know what a trip is because I didn't have one.
She doesn't know what a trip is. This person who worked in the FBI. Yeah, okay.
That's the bizarre thing. I didn't even have one. So the cannabis did not cause this experience to occur. I remember the inside of his house. I can describe everyone who was there. I know where I was sitting. I know that Stacy was awake the entire night. Okay, I know she was. She said she was, at one point she said she was drunk and passed out. Another time she was sleeping. And then she said that she went to bed and it was just Brian and I. None of that is true. None of it. I'm just like, excuse me, that is not what happened. She did not go to bed. Did not. She was up until I left. So I don't know how to explain that. I don't know.
Okay, but you know, that's like, don't you think that's kind of a little thing? Like maybe he just remembers she went to bed and you remember she didn't. And that really doesn't have any bearing on his story. That first of all, there's no tunnel on his land, and we did a walk around yesterday off air. There's no tunnels on his land. There's no tunnel. There's no cave. There's no entrance. There's no hidden.
She doesn't even give him the respect to just sit still, listen, and not act like I want to talk. He sees that. That's frustrating to anybody who has that done to them. I know. Somebody used to do it to me who I'm no longer friends with, and that was one of the reasons why I couldn't talk to them. She does this all the time. It's only about what she wants to say. She doesn't respond. She's trying to avoid. It's very obvious I don't think she wants to be there. I think she wanted to get out. She was angry from the hello.
There's nothing, obscuring what could be a hidden entrance that I saw. And yeah, I'm not an expert, but I mean, don't you think that these details are a lot more important than what time somebody went to bed that night? Because she refutes most of your story and agrees with her husband about the sequence of events, not your sequence of events.
Of course. Yes, I understand. What we have, you need to look at our first conversation. I know you haven't had any time to read the transcripts, but that conversation was much more productive than he has been leading you to believe. First of all, he talks in it about the 2 tunnels that he's digging. He says that he doesn't know exactly why he's doing it. And you hear him say that. You hear her say that she was drunk and passed out. You hear them numerous times saying they don't.
I just realized I'm playing an awful lot of this. I don't want to play the whole. I mean, I thought it was going to go right to where she blew up. Steven, I'm sorry, man. That's why I tried doing it way into the conversation. I thought there was only 3 minutes. I don't like playing somebody else's comment too much, because you guys can go there, and he did all this today. It was his reward. I just am borrowing, but even though he says okay, it's still just feels weird. All right.
But when we get to the part where there's no tunnel, Anjali, there's no tunnel. There's no tunnel entrance. There's no big archway in his house that's a teleportation machine. There's no human-looking aliens that anybody else saw. There's no gray aliens anybody else saw. There's no purple mantis being that everybody else saw.
Did you want to tell me what happened, or did you want me to talk? I don't understand what...
I'm just trying to get to this. It's like, isn't that an important detail? That doesn't exist. None of that exists except in your imagination, Anjali. None of that exists.
Okay, then we're done. If you're just going to yell at me...
I can't. I'm just trying to get to this. Isn't this relevant that none of that exists? Let's both take a step back. You're right. We're both getting too passionate about this. And I love a passionate woman, Anjali, so I apologize. Oh. Well, Anjali has dropped from the stream, friends. And
this is why I thought it was her waiting for him to do that so she could leave. Anyway, if you want to see the whole thing, yeah, go over to Truth Seekers. But I know that's what I meant to play. And then I got hooked back in watching it again. I'm like, man, I missed some of this because I was in chat going back and forth, and you know how that goes, So, yeah, it was good. I don't think he was apologizing. She heard him apologizing, and she still opted out. Because to me, that was literally the first time he got louder. And he wasn't yelling. We know when he yells. He was just loud. It's a difference. Hold on, something's going on here. That's weird. And that's why I think she waited for the first chance to leave. That's what she does. Deflects, and that's that. I'll put the link in the description right after the show so you can check that out. I don't know if there's any more from her. Let's take a look. Any more today? Let's see. Yeah, they were just asking on the show, as Strieber monetized the second part of it. I'm not affiliated with TT Productions or anything they have produced. And Whitley was kind enough to bring the interview from behind the paywall, and he allowed me to post it on my channel. No one should treat their guest this way, the way Stephen treated me. That's what should disappoint you. Leaving was the right thing to do, William. Hey, El Warrior with the $5 super chat. Thanks for doing a quick recap. Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, well, you're welcome. And from what I understand, Cambion just ended his show like a little bit ago, right? Right? Oh, well, I'm getting some messages here. Let's see. Send you a link? Oh. Hold on. Thanks, AL Warrior. Mucho gusto, Generoso. Let me do this for you. I got a little surprise, too, that's coming here in a second. It should be delivered. Thank you, AL Warrior, for the $5. Thanks for doing a quick recap. Yeah, baby, Eggers. All over you know who. Mucho gusto, Generoso, a continuing supporter of GoFund. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Going on a Sunday. Yeah, I'm enjoying tonight, though. I'm enjoying it more than I thought I would, to be honest. I really thought third phase of moon's here? They are they? Well, I don't cheat them. I don't know. Damien Smokey. Hey, man. Yeah, that was epic. Thank you for the $14 Canadian super chat. Unbelievable. I know. It was good. Even afterwards when Wayne, Brian called in, I hung out. The Sixth Sense, I believe, was there. And I can't remember the other people. It was a good time. I think he had 410 people. 420. It was 420. Yeah, 420 people. Thank you, Damien Smokey. Thank you, Damien Smokey, for the $14 super chat. Canadian. It was epic. Gush. All over epic. Mucho gusto, generoso. Continuing supporter of Goofon. Thank you very much. I'm just trying to be a little different there. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. What is going on? Oh, okay. I read that wrong. Yeah, man, it was great. I don't see how, with Wayne's story, how she could ever recover from this. But I said on his show, she will. People will follow her. And people will love her. And they will adore her. They're already feeling sorry for her. It's unbelievable to me. Oh, it makes me so angry. I got a special treat for you guys. Hey, Stephen Cambian, Truth Seekers is here. Gush all over Goofon. Forget about it. I can't believe you're here.
You know what? Listen, I had to come on here because I'm not done yet. Listen,
no.
No, listen, I could not live on air review the last few minutes of that interview because, I'm still trying to run the show. I just reviewed it, and I raised my voice slightly to her.
Yes.
I did raise my voice slightly.
A little.
But she did first. She raised her voice like 3 or 4 times to me and was very combative to me before I raised my voice once. So I take back some of what I said. I think I try. You hear me right at the end, right before she leaves. I say, let's both take a step back and take a breath. I apologize. Things are getting too heated here. And then she goes off, and so did I. So it was kind of mutual. It wasn't me beating her up, and then she had to go because I was this rude jerk off. We were both getting a little heated, and I still apologize. I still apologize. Yep. I handled it wrong. I gave her this goddamn out. And she's going to take it and run because now I'm the bad guy. I raised my voice to her.
Shame on you.
Even
you should never do that.
She raised her voice to me 3 times, and she talked down to me like I was a child 3 times before I raised my voice. But still, I raised my voice. I apologize. It's all my fault, Rich.
People are out there saying a host should never do that. I'm like, come on, man.
Well, we're human, people forget. I'm not a robot in a video box here, I have emotions, and she the whole thing is that she was accusatory of me from the very beginning. And I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't what happened. I didn't say that I had these messages already from your Wayne. Why would I say that? And why would you send me all these private messages 20 minutes before airtime and tell me to review, I can't even review them. Before in 20 minutes she sent me so much stuff, and we saved it all, and we're going to get his permission about what we can and can't share, because I think largely from what I've looked at, I'm not even sure if I'm legally allowed to look at them, but I did. There's that. And I think most of those screenshots she sent me of their communications supports his version of the story, not hers.
Yeah.
She's trying to convince him in these messages that he saw aliens, and he's like, none of this happened, we didn't see that. Are you on drugs? Maybe you're on too many drugs and you had an interaction with the cannabis oil. And then she starts listing this list of drugs she's on, which is considerable, and all these different things. And I don't even know if I'm legally allowed to talk about this. I don't want to get in trouble.
Hey, I talked about it because she talked about it.
Yeah, and she did share it with me. So, but I have not publicly shared it, but I started reading through it. And I think largely it supports his version of events. his
Yeah, it
wife's
does.
version of events. And it's her in messages pestering them. No, there's really aliens on your mountain. You just didn't see them. Maybe they mind wiped you. All this nonsense.
Yeah, I love the mind wiping. That goes right in hand with aliens. It's perfect.
Sure does, yeah.
She's got it all planned out.
But
My God.
I handed her an out because I did raise my
know.
voice slightly. So I gave her an out, and I should have known better. I really should have known
But
better.
it wasn't such a bad. You didn't raise it that much. I thought she should leave.
No, I wasn't yelling at her.
And-
She was raising her voice as well. And we could take a decibel meter and see who raised her voice more. And I think it was her. But I accept responsibility. I should have kept my cool better because I gave her the yell. I handed it right to her.
But you were in the middle of apologizing. It looked like she was agreeing with you. Yes, let's just both calm down. And then she goes, "Nah, that's it. Bye." It was like, that was weird. She heard everything you said, too. It's not like she didn't hear you.
Yeah, and then she can go on Twitter and make me the bad guy, and I'm okay with that. I did the best that I could in
You can't
a difficult
win.
situation. Yeah, that's a situation you're not going to win. You got to hope that people will see you did the best you could in a difficult situation, and here we are.
So what's next?
Well, what's next is we have a correspondence that's going to go right there to the mountain and show that there's nothing there. He gave us his permission tonight, right? So we're going to go there. I've got a California correspondent that's going to go there, film his mountain, film there's no tunnels, film there's nothing like she described there. We could go back and forth, but I don't know. I guess
it makes me a little upset that she left at that point because of course we want more, but you were very respectful towards her in the last interview with all the time. Pretty much.
Yeah, I think maybe at this point I was losing my patience because I think she threw me off. She's sending me all these private messages 20 minutes before airtime, and they were so small. People who don't know, I'm visually impaired. I have paralyzed eye from a brain aneurysm, so I have very difficult time reading things. I got to magnify things or blow them up. I can't.
Okay.
You can't just send me a capture from your phone and me be able to read it right. I have to blow it up and. So it's 20 minutes before airtime. She's sending me all this stuff, and I'm like, oh my God, what the hell is this? And then she kind of accused me of not being willing or able to share it. And I'm like, I don't even know if I could legally share this. This is private communications between two parties, and I don't know that he's consented to this all being made public. Or
That is very smart because if you're not part of that in that conversation or part of it, you can't. You shouldn't.
I don't think I can legally share that.
I don't think
even
so.
Talk about the contents or maybe even read it. I don't know.
Well, wait. If she gives you consent, one of the two parties is allowed to.
It's California. It's a two-party consent.
Is it really?
Both parties to the conversations and communications have to consent to a third party reading it. And last night he said he does not consent to anybody else reading their private messages. He said that on our interview. He doesn't consent to those messages being shared. What does she do? 20 minutes before our interview, she shares all those messages with me. And I'm
trying to
supposed
set you up.
Read them all, digest it all, figure out what happened, who's telling the truth, who's not, in 20 minutes before showtime.
And then she'll say, but I gave him all the stuff he needed. Why didn't he read it? Yeah, she'll make it out to be like, you should have read it all. Exactly.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda, right?
Yeah, make all your notes, get everything ready. Yeah. She set you up. She knew she was leaving at first sign. You could see she was.
I just had a chance to review the footage of her, and she was visibly shaken from the moment she was on screen.
Yeah.
She was visibly upset, shaken, and I think really amped up to defend herself or something, and it didn't go well for her. And for that, I apologize. I didn't want her to have I don't want to have some nasty interaction with her. I think you could look at the previous interviews and my previous interactions with her. I've always tried to be fair and nice to her. And even if I disagree with her or don't believe her, I try to be respectful to her. But she really did come in all guns blazing on me, accusing me of stuff. And I'm like, wait a minute, you sent me private communications that you don't even probably legally have the right to share with me. Then you kind of implied you wanted me to share them live on air, and I don't even know if I'm allowed to read them, let alone share them publicly, 15, 20 minutes before showtime.
Have you looked at them since?
No, and I'm going to do that.
Okay.
I've looked at a little bit, sure. But,
so
it's a big load of messages. It's like, I got to look at my download folder because I downloaded them all. I knew that she might pull the access to them if things didn't go well with the interview. And, it's like 40 or 50 screenshots and files of the conversation between her and them.
So what if something's in there that validates what she says?
Well, we'll go through it, I guess.
Oh, no.
I don't even know if I'm legally allowed to read them. I don't even know if I'm legally allowed to read it because...
You're allowed to talk about it, though.
I don't know.
We'll find out.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm going to do just for everybody that is very interested. I'm going to read them all, and then I'm going to talk to Wayne, right? And we'll see if, after I've read them and digested them, if he's okay with me talking about them, sharing them. If he says okay, then that would mean she sent them to me. So she can send it to me reading them if she sent them to me. She may change her mind now. I don't think she has the right to. She sent them to me, obviously, to read them. If he consents that I'm allowed to read them, then I can talk about it. I think that's how this works.
Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know what you can do on air with that. Yeah. It's scary. Hey, thanks for all the super chats. I see you guys sending them. AL Warrior right here. Awesome joint and teamwork. Yeah, well, thanks, Stephen, for that. Thank you very much, for coming on Goof On if I could speak.
Yeah, well, I'm so amped up now. I couldn't. It's not like I'm going to be able to go to bed. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is a 4-hour crazy stream of insanity, and like.
And Lord Ludicrous, thank you very much. Yep, exactly. If you don't have the info and time to process it, it's that tactic we were talking about. She doesn't give you time to read it.
Yeah, and
Makes you look
unprepared.
Also, yeah.
Another note is that, some people are saying that she probably needs some psychiatric help, and I think that, and I would recommend that. And so, I don't want to beat her up or anything.
Yeah.
I feel bad for her.
There's only so much of this now. You think it's over, and then you get Wayne on the show or Brian, whatever. I don't know what else can come of it at this point.
Yeah, I mean, we can send somebody with a camera to his mountain in his backyard and show there's no entrances, no tunnels, nothing.
Didn't
like
you do that
described.
Didn't we do that on Google Earth or something?
Yeah, but that was the wrong mountain.
Oh no!
Right? Yeah.
Oh, it was. Thank you, Dorothy. Mm-hmm. Thank you, stepping up on a Sunday. Yeah, I wasn't going to go, but we did. Popsicle Ocean, that's funny as hell. Jimmy Church will sort this out. He would. No, has he ever had Anjali on?
Yeah, he did, and he just let her talk. He didn't question her.
Yeah. That sucked. All softball questions. I think she didn't want to come on. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think that you're probably right. She looked really frazzled right from the start. She looked stressed out and frazzled from what little I got to review. And, Brian is texting me saying, let's make another show out of it. He's going to give us access to his mountain right in his backyard, and I'll have a camera there. We're going to look all for the entrance to the alien base and everything. It's not going to go good for her for me to continue this. I'd prefer to check out. And I got to say, I'm saying that honestly. I think it's better. I can keep covering the story, but it's not going to get any better for her. It's just going to keep getting worse, And then it's going to be divisive because you're going to have the true believers are going to say I'm an asshole, and the skeptics are going to say she's an asshole, faker, liar, and that's where we find ourselves.
I thought by now she would have a lot more followers than she does. So I think that's a good thing that she's not really raking it in like Whitley Strieber. What's going on with him now?
Yeah, according to some of these screenshots of the conversation between her Wayne,
yeah,
and her and Trisha, which isn't their real names, of course. It's Brian, who we've had on our show. She basically tells him this incredible story that Whitley Strieber is now involved and is going to be sort of a liaison between him and Bigelow. And Bigelow is going to give him whatever money he wants to study there or whatever.
To study at the mountain?
Yeah. So that's what I'm getting from the quick cursory overview I did of these messages. And he said to give me millions of dollars, and you can have the whole. I'll just sell you the whole place with the mountain with what you think is aliens on it. Good, go ahead.
There you
can
go.
have it. And apparently, even after he threw out a price of like $10 million or something like that, she's basically saying in his messages that Bigelow will give him that money, and Whitley Strieber is involved, and we're going to study the aliens on your mountain. So we could get to them and say, did you say any of this? Because we've got it right in the text messages to so-called Wayne, which is really Brian, you know?
Wow. Can you imagine if it's real after all this?
I'm going to have to eat my hat. You know?
That would suck. So, but it would be great. I wouldn't mind eating my phone for that. I mean, that's aliens we're talking about. Oh, my God. Whitley Strieber. Is Strieber or Strieber? Do we know?
Strieber. I don't know.
I don't care. I don't care. The guy's lying, too. They're going to have all the greatest... they're going to try to make it like Skinwalker, then.
Maybe, yeah. They'll give tours. You can pay $50 to see the aliens in the mountain that aren't there, because there's not even an entrance to a cave anywhere near that. And we showed a picture earlier. It's not even really what you would consider a mountain. It's like a big hill behind his backyard. You know,
basically
calling it a mountain is a stretch. You know.
Well, maybe to her it's a mountain. That's because she's lying. She didn't know what to call it. Just call it a mountain. That sucks. So in reality, what really happened, you think? With her, she hallucinated? Is that what we think happened?
Here's what I'll say. I don't have the list of the medications that she was on in front of me, but one of them
I could play it.
No, it's okay. One of them was Adderall, I believe, right? And then there was 3 other medications she was on. Plus, she got dosed with very, very high THC cannabis oil. And I think maybe she had some sort of interaction that can cause hallucinations. Cannabis oil and one of the medications she was on 3 or 4 plus the cannabis oil.
Right.
Cannabis oil plus one of the medications that she was on can cause, hallucinations or delusions. So I think she was on a bunch of maybe psychiatric meds or ADD meds or whatever meds, and then she got dosed with this. And this is my opinion and my speculation. I freely admit that. But then she got dosed with this really high THC, super concentrated oil, and maybe she had an interaction, But it's weird that she waits 3 years to contact them back like, hey, I talked to aliens on your mountain, and now I'm doing a press conference about it in Washington, D.C. It's bizarre.
Isn't this part of her older story, like when she was a child? Doesn't this somehow weave into this lifelong storytelling that she's all about?
According to her mythos that I believe she's trying to create around herself, she's some kind of alien contactee savior type. And, the world may end and we're all going to 5D density or this or that or ascension. And she's in contact with the aliens who are here to save us. And they, have been in contact with her whole life, but they had her come to the mountain to meet in person. And it's wild. Yeah. And of course, every other witness there disputes her testimony about what happened that night.
Yeah, some people say it's a waste of time that we're doing all this, talking about it, but actually it isn't. It's a great learning experience on the personality of somebody who's a little bit delusional.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, and
maybe.
I feel, listen, I got to be honest in that I'm not pulling any punches anymore. I think this woman tried to manipulate me from the very moment I met her, But I wanted the story. I thought, I'll try to be as fair with her as possible. And I did take it as an experiment to be, we're very skeptical on my show. And I thought maybe I should take a step back. We'll get more viewers if we let both sides in. And I think that's a fair way to do it. Let the believers and the skeptics into the show, do shows for skeptics, shows for believers, and see where the story goes. And that's what I try to do with this. But I feel like she was manipulating me from the very start, and I'll say that. Like she
manipulating all of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like specifically how? You were just going to say, I think.
Well, like I said, like just yesterday, she's trying to get me to do damage control for her posting all that fake shit. She wanted me to do all this damage control for her, to tell everybody that, she didn't make it up, or get those screenshots. Somebody really sent her that stuff and claimed that they were talking to the aliens, and here's the screenshots from those communications. And so in the past 2 days, so first she hits me with that was yesterday, and then today, I think it was about 20 minutes before showtime, she hits me with all these private communications between her and the so-called the so-called Wayne, which is really Brian and his wife.
Yeah.
And it's 20 minutes before showtime. I don't even know if I can legally read this shit. And she wants me to read it and tell everybody about it on the show. 20 minutes before I can't. I don't have a lawyer on speed dial. I can't even afford a lawyer. How the hell am I supposed to know if I'm allowed to read these communications? According to California law that I looked up, California is a two-party consent state, which means I would have had to get him on the phone. All this in 20 minutes. She sends me the message 20 minutes before showtime, and it is a huge load of messages. I would have had to get him on the phone, get him to legally consent to me even reading the stuff, let alone sharing it. And then I don't even know. Do I check in with a lawyer? If both parties say I could share it, can I share it? Can I talk about it? Can I say what's in the messages? I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. It's 20 minutes before showtime and she hits me with this, And I didn't think to message him real quick and say, can I read these? I didn't even have time to read it all, let alone read it, call a lawyer and say, can I share this or can I talk about the contents of these messages? According to what I looked up, it's a two-party consent. He's on my show last night and he said, don't you dare share any private messages. I don't consent to that. Then she shares with me all the private messages.
Wow.
And I'm left there 20 minutes before showtime. I've never, Rich, you're a show host. Like, imagine this. It's 20 minutes before showtime. I'm like, it's Sunday night. I can't get a lawyer on the phone right now to figure out if I'm even allowed to read this shit. And she's pushing me to share it on the show. I'm like, I don't know what to do here. So that's why it turned into a shit show. She did that. I think she manipulated me. That's my opinion.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. It sure feels like it.
She booked this days ago. She waited till 20 minutes before showtime to send me messages
that's right.
She wanted me to share. Come on, bro.
That's a good point right there. That's right. I forgot.
I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, this is so amazing. And look at this. Popsicle Ocean with another funny comment. Anjali the movie starring Christopher Walken as Wayne. There's
I'm all for that.
No mountain on the hill. How did you
You do a great Walken. Yeah,
I can't. It doesn't sound right. But thank you, Popsicle Ocean, for the 5 bones.
Thank you.
Very cool. Thanks, guys. I was going to say something I forgot. Oh, man, I hate that. I hate that.
It's called getting old, Rich. I have those senior moments too now.
It happens once.
You know, I got to tell you that little things like that worry me more than most people because I had a brain aneurysm, and that means I might be prone to have another one. So if I get a headache, I get real nervous.
Oh shit!
I generally don't get headaches ever though, but if I ever do, I'm always like, is something going to pop in there? Am I going to stroke out and croak?
I don't know. So, is there anything in it for her if this Whitley Strieber thing goes through?
I don't know. Maybe they were going to do some kind of a deal on a documentary or something.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. They could make a TV show out of this, a series, or like Skinwalker. And they don't find anything ever, But it's the hunt. That's it's all about the hunt.
Yeah, but the whole thing is that the I suppose I'm going to send you. I don't know if I can. I think I can send you a picture of the so-called Wayne. At the mountain, and it's very underwhelming when you see it. And he's okay with me sharing this, by the way. This is behind his. This is behind his house where she claimed that she had all these. There's all these aliens inside the mountain. It doesn't even look like a mountain. It looks like a hill to me. Behind his house.
I can show this.
Yeah, he's given permission to share this.
All right,
this is his home where she claims she met the aliens in the mountain inside a secret tunnel and this and that. And, it's very improbable that there's a large population of aliens inside these little hills behind his house. That's my take on it. And I'm entitled to it. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
There are little hills in the back of his house. It's not really a mountain. Maybe it's in the mountains. His house might be in the mountains, but behind his home is these mounds of dirt, and There's no caves. There's no entrances. There's nothing like she described. So
I'm having a hard time. All right, here we go. I'll have to do it this way. It's probably going to echo if you speak. Do you have that?
I'll mute my mic.
Well, I'm just.
Or no, you know what? I can share it from my side.
No, I got it.
Okay.
It's just yeah. Let's see if this. Here we go. So that's the mountain.
Yeah. It's a little bit underwhelming.
Do you hear an echo?
Yeah, I'll mute my.
No, it's okay. So that's it. That's the small. That could be considered a small mountain, but yeah, it's got a peak on it. I don't know. Yeah, that's only about 100 feet. How high do you think that was?
Yeah, maybe 100 feet. But
that's a hill.
That's a glorified hill. I don't see an entire, alien mountain base being inside that with 6 species of aliens, or is it 4? I forget. Or, and a secret alien base right behind his house. Like it just seems too fantastical. But even though and that's another thing. Speak to him. She kept dropping breadcrumbs about who these people were the whole time, and he was getting more and more pissed off because she just kept dropping breadcrumbs, almost like she was challenging people to find him or hoping they were finding him. And then at first we thought we found him. We had the completely, totally right guy. She lies to us and says, "You have the right guy. Oh, please, God, don't release it. I'll do an interview with you, but you can't release it. You'll endanger him and his family." And we had the completely wrong guy, and she knew it. So she lied to us all to throw us off the trail. Meanwhile, her buddy, she says, finds the right guy. But Charlie Weiser found the right guy, and James Conrad, and, it is what it is. And here we are.
Can you believe I just remembered what I was going to ask you, and then I forgot again? Oh, my God, dude.
Rich is having senior moments, right?
Oh, I smoked a lot before the show.
Did you? I
had to. I didn't do it all day.
I haven't yet today, but I am having a couple of beers because I feel like I earned them. A 4-hour stream of nothing. Yeah, 10 minutes of what it was supposed to be. And then I'm like, I think I got to retitle this, but I didn't yet. I'm like, I think I got to retitle this shit because she was only here for 10 minutes, and then we had 3 hours and 50 minutes of other shit.
I remembered. Okay, that Ryan Gordon guy. Bullshit, right? He's a total liar, right? Isn't he the filmmaker dude?
Well, I don't want to say anything too negative about him.
Oh, all right.
Here's what I'll say. He went nuts and said that he was going to fly drones over what we now know was the wrong Wayne.
Right.
Wayne's house. And then he said that he interviewed that Wayne, and that Wayne spilled the beans, but he
for $1,000.
For $1,000. So that some random dude may have conned him out of $1,000 and told him a bunch of bullshit and kept his $1,000. But he was sure he had the right Wayne, and he talked to him, and he interviewed him. He's going to blow this story wide open, and then nothing happened. And in fact, he had the wrong address that we all had at first.
He said he sent Alien Addict pictures and stuff, and then we come to find out on the show, he told us before the show, I'm going to show you the pictures, and they happen to be Google Earth images, not the pictures.
Stock pictures from the Google Earth website.
Yes, so we thought we were getting pictures
of the address. We thought that he was there. He did some recon. We were going to see the location, and honestly, that first fake location looks a lot more like mountains an alien would live in than this one. This looks like some big hills behind a guy's house. And she blew this all up into there's a huge alien base inside this. Look at that picture. These are glorified hills behind his house. Now, he may live on a mountain, but behind his house is just like maybe 20, 30-foot high dirt mounds. How you fit in an alien base with 6 different races inside that piece of shit?
Oh, well, now you're forgetting, Stephen. These are tunnels that go underground.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Capiche? She's corrected me on that. She said that. No, they're tunnels. They go underground, Rich.
Yeah. I like the Evel Knievel analogy for tonight, though. Like,
what was that?
I have this montage of Evel Knievel jumping and falling, and that's what tonight was for me. Like, all you can do, Rich, right? You got a big story. There are a lot of people tuned in, wanted to hear her talk. And my biggest regret is that she didn't stay longer.
Yeah.
Maybe I raised my voice. I try to apologize, whatever. Yeah. I think she got frustrated because for the first time, she realized that I wasn't going to be so polite.
Yes.
I was going to push back. And she kind of got a hint of where this interview was going to go. And it wasn't going to look good for her if she stuck around. So she bounced out. And, that's all right.
That's unbelievable. AL Warrior again. This is cool. Glad you guys are on the same page.
Yeah,
Thank you.
AL Warrior.
That's like his third one. Cool. Appreciate that.
Al Warrior should email me because I need some drum tracks and I want to talk to him. So my email is truthseekershow@gmail.com. And I have let's see, let me see here. I have Brian texting me and he's saying, send us what you want when you can. He's going to let me send a cameraman there. We're going to get an up close personal view of this. So look, I'm trying to be polite to this woman. She bailed on me. I think that she was confrontational from the very beginning of that interview. So I'll take most of the blame. I should never have I raised my voice a little to her. That's what I think. But whatever. I think that she used that as an excuse to bounce out because she knew she had nothing. I wasn't going to illegally possibly share private messages that I don't even have the legal right to read, let alone broadcast. And remember, I'm not a journalist, Rich, right? Me and you are both self-taught at this thing.
Yeah,
we're citizen journalists. I don't have a legal department I can call and say, can I share this shit or is that illegal? I don't know. I got to check these things. I can't just share private messages, 100 of them between her and this couple. And, I don't know.
If it wasn't for you, is there anybody else out there, maybe me, but anybody else other than you, who would do this to or with Anjali, that would try to, see what the real truth is and get Wayne and all that? Nobody else was doing that, or was there?
I don't know. And you know what? Here's what I'll say, Rich. I'm proud of our coverage of the whole story. I think that I did a good job from the beginning. And you know what? It started with me talking shit on her. To her credit, the first time I talked about her, I talked about the press conference. This is bullshit. This lady didn't work for the government. She's probably full of shit. She never worked here. This is all bullshit. And then I started looking into her back. Somebody, listen, I have some government sources. One of them called me and they said, and they're a listener, and they said, Steve, you got this Anjali thing wrong. You better look into her. And I'm like, what? And I was taken aback because I was just talking shit. I'm like, she's a faker fraud like everybody else. And he called me up the next day and he said, you got to look into her, bro. She's got some real pedigree here of government experience and a really good education.
Yeah, that blew me away.
And I went, oh shit. So I had to start, and then I backpedaled, right? I backpedaled for my life and I apologized to her and everything.
Yeah.
Because I said she was full of shit from the start. And then I went, her education checks out. She really did work for the government 2 times, once as a direct employee and once as a subcontractor. Then she was in the Air Force for a term. So basically everything she said about her background is true. And I had to apologize. And,
I remember.
I ate the crow. I did because I was
It was
wrong.
weird.
I'm okay to eat the crow. If I'm wrong, I'll tell you. I screwed that one up, Rich.
But I've done that. Now I know what it's like when I see somebody who does what I do have to eat crow like that. It was weird to watch. I'm never on this side. Huh?
You gotta be willing to admit when you made a mistake.
Yeah, I know.
I sure did, and I felt bad.
You did.
I was like, her education, she didn't work at the government. This is some bullshit.
I thought you were too nice, though. You were too nice.
I think that I did. I did too much of a 180.
You did.
I believe that
I do it too, though.
That she is a very manipulative person, and I may have, fell too far under the spell of a very manipulative person.
I think you felt bad. I
felt bad for mistreating her at first, but I think I overcompensated. I was too nice because I screwed up the start of the story.
Yeah, we all did.
But I stand by the rest. I stand by the rest of it. We did the best we could covering this.
I love the humanity in this, and you're just a regular person, and people think you're being mean, and you're not. And I know I know what you feel like. Yeah,
this thing with her sending me private communications 20 minutes before airtime, like, this isn't CNN. Rich, I had a lawyer on standby waiting in some office that I could go to and say, am I allowed to share these tonight in 20 minutes, 19 minutes? TikTok, motherfucker, the showtime in 18 minutes. I gotta know if I can share this. I don't know. I'm a citizen journalist. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm self-taught, but sending somebody all these private communications 20 minutes before airtime and then expecting me to digest them all, it's a huge, Rich, I'll share it with you offline. I'll show you what she sent me. It is a huge folder full of screenshots of all their communications from beginning to end. And
wow.
20 minutes before showtime, I'm supposed to review it all, read it all. And by the way, not for nothing, but I'm visually impaired. So if you send me little tiny screenshots, I'm going to have a hard time doing that in 3 hours, let alone 20 minutes. I did the best I could. I stand by what we did. I apologize for raising my voice to her at all. That's all I will say. I apologize. I shouldn't have raised my voice at all. I gave her the out. Maybe that's what she wanted.
But you do believe Wayne, more than her, for sure. I mean, we all do. But I mean, do you think he lied about anything to you?
No, I think that, here's what I will say. I think that I have to review all these messages a little more.
Oh, yeah.
But you heard him. He said that for this many $1 million, I'll walk away and you can have it all. And I think that's what is in some of these messages, that he was saying, give me this many $1 million. I'll walk away. You can have a TV show, do whatever you want. I don't want to be involved. So, but can I blame him for that? No, I don't know.
Fuck no. He seemed truthful to me.
He seems, if I had to choose who's being honest with us right now, that guy never lied to me. So far, not Anjali, for real, on the record, straight lied to my face and then made excuses for why she lied to my face live on my show. Him, I don't have any reason to disbelieve anything he said to me so far. Everything that he said to me so far, or his wife said to me, by the way, I've talked to her a little bit off air as well, and she just says he's telling you exactly what happened. She just backs up what he said, and she was there for it all. So if I had to choose who's more believable at this point, of course it's going to be her, or excuse me, him. It's going to be Wayne and Trisha.
Both.
This is not Wayne and Trisha. It's Brian, and I'm not saying
wasn't there another couple there?
Yes,
I remember.
And apparently that nobody knows. They kind of fell off the earth.
Yeah.
He kind of lost touch with them. He doesn't really know how to contact them. But I'm still gonna follow up on that lead, and we'll see if we can find anything, because that would be awesome if we could get to this other couple, because they're either going to say, yeah, we saw those aliens just like he said, or they're going to say, Brian is right, nothing happened. I'd like to get to them.
Yeah, so how do they not know? I thought it was their friends, Wayne and Trisha's or whatever.
It was, but they kind of lost touch. They hadn't seen them, and they moved.
Oh, okay. But they met eventually. Yeah.
Shortly after that happened, they moved, and they kind of lost touch with them. They moved to another state. It happens, I guess,
Yeah, it's not like they were best friends, yeah.
I'm going to follow up with that couple and see if they can't help me with a little bit more information, and I'll see if I can't locate them and get an interview from them about what happened to that night. I'm all chips in on this thing. I'm not.
Dude.
Yeah.
That would be awesome, though. That'd be if you could find that couple and they're willing to talk. That could really set all of this to bed. Because
Rich, do you know what I did for a long time? I was a skip tracer. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I found people who owe people money. Or
I did it for American Express. Yeah.
Yeah. So I did that for a living. Well, you did it for a reputable company. I'm not. Okay. I did it for somebody you probably don't want to work for. Is not safe to work for, but it was a very disreputable company. But I did that for several years. My whole job was finding people. So if they can be found, I'm fairly confident I will find them. With a little bit of help, we'll see.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll tell their side of the story because, look, there's two possibilities. Either they're going to come forward when I find them and say, yeah, Anjali's telling the truth. We saw them aliens. Or they're going to come through and say Brian and his wife are telling you the truth. We did some cannabis oil and we partied and we hung out and nothing happened. And then an ambulance showed up to do a wellness check.
That's so weird.
Listen, I have a feeling that she has some history of weirdness or mental stuff.
I do too.
Whose daughter calls in the police when she's missing for a few hours or whatever? That part of the story doesn't make sense. I'm going to try to get an interview with the police and the EMTs.
Well, you can get the records of the call.
I can get the records of the call, but I think it would be more important to talk to the people who worked on her, talk to her, the policeman that was there that did the wellness check. It's basically a mental wellness check.
But there's HIPAA laws, right? I think you have to worry about those.
Well, I'm going to, this is more, let's see, complicate the story more. Now I got to check into more things.
Right, because, well, I didn't mean to interrupt, but that would start initially with getting those not 911, whatever it is, those calls in. Can you get non-911 calls as a FOIA request?
I'm gonna check into that.
I think you can.
I'm going to be on the phone all day tomorrow.
Okay.
We're gonna.
Oh my God.
We're gonna get to it. You know, and I feel like I'm all chips in, Rich. I've been following this since it broke. And first, I put my foot in my mouth. I was like, she's not real. She didn't work for the government. Oh shit, she did. And then I get an interview with her, and then there's all of this crazy. And then that filmmaker gets involved, and he's threatening to fly drones over the mountain and find the aliens. And this thing has been crazy.
From day one, it's that with that press thing that she did, that press or whatever you call it, that was awful.
Well, I'm looking to get into making documentaries, and I hate to say it, but this would make a great documentary because I own all this footage, so
you have to do it.
Yeah, I think I do.
And call it. Why don't we have the where's Who's Lou? Now you have Who's Anjali. Just keep having the Who series.
Yeah, I got to talk to Manny. I need a co-producer.
Oh, okay. Well, that would be a really good. And I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how you make it, though. That would make the story, make the documentary. Are you really thinking about it?
I really am. I'm
good
all
idea.
Chips in. I'm an all chips in guy, Rich. Right? And Mike Gamantria is mentioning you can FOIA public servant calls. So yeah, we're going to get the transcript of the calls, find out why her daughter was so concerned and sent police and an ambulance to these people's homes to do a wellness check on her.
Yeah, like why would what may have happened was Anjali texted her daughter and said something's wrong. They just laced my drugs, or maybe she said I took something and I'm not feeling well. Why wouldn't she tell him and the friends that were there too?
Yeah, this is part of the story. It's just not, some of this stuff doesn't make any sense, Unless
she told her daughter, if you don't hear from me in 6 hours, get the police and ambulance to this place, this whatever. Yeah, because she went to the coffee shop. She didn't go there to meet them, did she?
No. See, there's conflicting reports. She originally said that she was there to promote a book.
Oh.
But it turns out, no, she wasn't. Because they said, no, she wasn't promoting a book. There was no books out. He confirmed that tonight. So even the very beginning of her story of why she was in that coffee shop where she met them is not truthful, according to them,
But didn't he say...
Popsicle Ocean says, Stephen, all this sounds like a book deal for you. Hey, hit me up. Hit me up. I own all the rights to all this shit, most of it. And I'm going to talk to Ollie. I'm going to get the Ollie appearances where they talked about it. Mm-hmm. I'm going to talk to anybody that has footage of her and a conversation, and we'll see what we can mash up, I guess. I'm all chips in guy sometimes, and this one I'm all chips in. Whatever it turns out to be, let's get to the truth of it. But I'm literally sending a cameraman and a crew to so-called Wayne's house, which is really Brian, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna send a film crew over there and get a good look at it. I'm gonna be there as basically a virtual guest, showing the actual mountain. We're going to send a camera crew up there to see. There's no doors. There's no hidden compartments. There's nothing there but dirt. That's what he says. There's nothing there but dirt behind my house. So is this a drug-induced psychosis? Is this mental illness? I don't know, but we're going to try to get to the story.
I don't think she expected any of this, like Wayne to be found and anybody. She just figured she could use these names and this location, and nobody's going to give a shit. Well, she was wrong. Yeah.
I got to tell you, this was like, do you remember that? Did you ever see that "Don't Mess with Cats" documentary?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
It's a great documentary because
heard,
there was some guy on the internet who was like torturing cats, and what happened was all these internet detectives got together and they started piecing together little stupid clues from his videos, and eventually they found the guy who was like torturing and killing cats on the internet.
Oh my God.
And anyway, I relate this to that sort of. What happened here is that amateur internet detectives and curious people all over the internet, when she came out with this story, started looking for this mountain, started looking for this, quote, Wayne, who's really Brian, we know now, started looking for him and his wife, started looking for the other couples, started looking for the mountain where the aliens are at, and it's been a whole big drama ever since. And it's not just me.
Right.
What I will say is that, Charlie Weiser and James Conrad and other people deserve a lot more credit for the detective work they did. I've just been one of the voices in the wind on this thing, but I've had good access to the people who did the best work in finding her, in finding out things about her, in finding this, quote, Wayne, which is really Brian we know now. And, and that's where we find ourselves.
What's this? Brian said he provided his address while Anjali was on the phone with her sister. She asked for the address. What does that mean? Brian or Wayne provided his address to who while Anjali was on the phone with her daughter? I don't know, I'm missing. Was that for the ambulance? I don't know.
According to Anjali, before she agreed to go to their home, she texted her daughter where she would be, the address of where she would be. And then when she didn't answer her phone, I guess, or her daughter didn't hear from them, and this is my understanding of events, I could be wrong, but I believe that I'm accurate. Then her daughter called the police to have a wellness check done on her at that address because she couldn't reach her on the phone for several hours or something like that. And I got to tell you, Rich, this is very personal, but I'm fine with it. My mother, growing up, had mental problems. She was schizophrenic. And so this kind of hit home with me because I was thinking about my mother. And if my mother went missing and wasn't answering the phone for 3 or 4 hours, quite honestly, because of her mental situation, I would call the police too. If I knew where she was and have them go do a wellness check on her. And that's what I believe happened here. A concerned daughter. And this is just my take on it, having had a mother with mental illness growing up. That maybe her daughter was very concerned and had the police and an ambulance go do a wellness check on her. That's what it sounds like. That's what it appears to be.
It does.
And yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that then.
I suppose, yeah.
Well, the thing is, why wasn't she returning the calls to her daughter? Because she was high or something, maybe, right?
Maybe she was impaired, yes.
Impaired, yeah, good word. She was impaired.
Well, I've been impaired, so I like that word. I'm not drunk, I'm impaired.
Yeah.
I'm not high as shit and can't even speak. I'm slobbering on myself. I'm just impaired,
I'm impaired right now, actually.
I want to be more impaired. Right? I'm trying to drink here. I've had a long day.
Well, I mean, you can go if you want. I mean, I don't know how much more. Is there anything else you want to add? Because
I'll stick around for a little while. I'm sure you got a real show planned.
No, I mean, I'm done.
Plan on me crashing your party, right?
Well, I wasn't going to go any further. I mean, that's it.
Yeah, I guess we'll talk more when we have new developments, and we will.
No, Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't interrupt.
We've got a camera crew going to so-called, quote, Wayne and Trisha's house, which is really Brian's house. He's agreed to let me send a camera crew over there. We're going to look at that whole area, see if we see any tunnels like she described or anything. And, we're going to listen, people can say whatever they want about me. Nobody else is going to bring you the story. I'm going to get it for you. Right. I'm going to bring you the story. I'm all chips in on this one until it's over. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, we're not done yet. I still want to talk for a little bit, guys, so don't go anywhere. I wanted to ask you, because I saw some people in your chat room mentioning this, that it's very similar the way she came out as the way Elizondo came out. They both have this background, whatever, with the government. Very similar, right? Weren't they both intelligence people? He was countering. and then he got very popular. But do you think she was trying to do the same thing as Lou, or it's just
Maybe. Yeah,
just
maybe.
luck?
Maybe. But it is interesting that they both worked virtually in the same place for the same at the same time period for a time, I believe, from me reviewing the timeline of events. And suddenly, here we have the savior of disclosure and an alien contactee at the same time, both former government employees that are both going to bring us the truth about the aliens. I find that a little bit suspect.
It is.
But I'm a suspicious guy, Rich.
Well, now Lou, because he's not attached to TTSA, is going around talking how it's very possible we could communicate with the aliens by telepathy. And, leave our bodies and go to their planet. It's very strange to hear him using this language.
I'm anxious to see this Kurt interview with him because I heard things got really heated and Lou got pissed off because people were in the live chat. I think that things did not go well for them in that live chat. There was a lot of skeptical people that were kind of calling him to task, and he got upset and pissed off and started bitching.
Wait, Kurt Jamungle had a show tonight with Lou?
No, over the weekend. It was over the weekend, but he takes it down and then he edits it and then he republishes it.
Oh, wow.
So it broadcast it live, and many people were there and said, Lou lost his shit at one point and start saying that, he really lost his temper at one point because he was getting eviscerated in the live chat, or so I hear. I was not there or witness to this. But if you go to Six's Design Twitter, he posted a clip that's really, it's good stuff.
Well, I see Lou is going to be on in 12 hours on.
That's the edited version. Hopefully they didn't edit it, and hopefully he didn't edit it too much. He usually doesn't. He leaves in the good stuff.
Okay, so I can't even play a little bit of it right now if I wanted to. Okay. Lou's weird, man. He's changing. Something's happened to this guy, I think because he got away from the government and 2 to Stars Academy. I think he's just trying to feel out where he fits in the community. And he's picking the wrong side, I think. I don't know. What do I know? I've only been here 18 years. Yeah, that's it. But I feel bad for Tom DeLonge in a way. I mean, he's not the smartest guy ever, but he kind of got hit pretty hard from Lou when Lou left TTSA. But they weren't going to last 5 years. I knew it. We all said it.
Yeah, you did predict that. I'll give you that.
Yeah, well, it was just not. Something was wrong, and something is still wrong with Lou now that he's with the what project is that? The Galileo project. Him and Mellon and Nick Pope and a couple other guys.
Yeah, we're gonna if this keeps up, we're gonna have Linda Moulton Howe and all the other grifters of ufology in there. That's suspect. I would prefer that he kept it to just scientists, respectable scientists, and not anybody from the so-called UFO community. I think that would better serve his goals. That's my opinion. I'm entitled to it.
Yeah, no, that's a good opinion to have. I don't think having Lou in there is going to make it any better. Nick Pope isn't going to make it any better. I don't understand why half of the people are in there. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But I think Avi Loeb is a little bit, he doesn't know the community. I think he's being swindled somehow. People are taking advantage of his niceness or his naivety.
I agree. Yeah,
something's going on.
I think he should have kept it to very, very respectable scientists with good academic backgrounds and kept it a more academic project. I think opening the doors to anybody from the UFO community discredits it, quite honestly. And I hate to say that, but I just think it's true. I mean, what do we have here in the UFO community? We've got an awful lot of grifters. And, I would much prefer that he had kept it to credible academic scientists and professors and experts in their fields of study and not opened it up to anybody from the UFO community.
I think I know why Lou wants to be there, but why does he need to be there? Do you think it's to that government connection and Avi Loeb think he's going to help him somehow get funding? I mean, I thought it was all privately funded anyway.
Yeah, I think it is privately funded, but, I just... As soon as he started, I don't want to speak too much about this, but
I was just.
I felt like Chris Mellon and Lou Elizondo sort of weaseled their way into that project somehow. And as soon as they did, I went, here's two former government insiders that are now in this project, and now I can't trust anything that project says.
Yeah.
That's just me. I don't trust any of these people that were former government insiders of this thing.
Well, you basically said what I say. I think the same thing. A lot of people see this as a government. I don't know. Just their intrusion into this is just going to ruin it. We're not going to get, once they find something, we're not going to see it. If they find anything of importance, nobody's going to know about it. Yeah. Nobody. They're not going to share it with the world if they find an alien craft, somewhere out there, which I think it's a pipe dream anyway. They're not going to find it. It's like the smallest needle in the biggest haystack possible.
Yeah. I'm watching Twitter now. People are accusing me of yelling at a woman, and I'm the bad guy. I knew this would happen. I'm the bad guy here.
Did you see Bob Lazar buys Jeremy Corbell a $1.8 million home?
How do you know Bob Lazar bought it? I thought Jeremy bought it.
Well, I'm looking at the tweet. Let me show you. It says Bob Lazar buys at Jeremy Corbell a $1.8 million home in Ojaji, California. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Well, technically he didn't buy it, Jeremy, but some of you will get this. Do you know what I just saw that? What is that about? Do you know?
No, I know that he bought a multi-million-dollar new house that looks like a vacation home out in the desert somewhere, but I don't know that Bob Lazar had anything to do with it. I assumed that he bought that with ill-gotten proceeds from his Bob Lazar documentary, which was largely filled with disinformation and nonsense, but that's my take.
That's what it means? Oh, I see. I didn't think of that. That's it. You're right. I bet you that's what he means. Here it is. Let me pull this up for everybody. It won't echo, so don't worry about it. Yeah. This is it. Yeah, here. Oh, I see. Because Bob Lazar. This is the home, the movie. Really? He's able to afford this? I thought his family has a lot of money. Jeremy has this kind of money?
I've heard that his family is very loaded on apartment complexes, and they gave him a job sort of being like an apartment complex manager besides what he does for money in the UFO field. He is like a property manager for a large property with multiple dwellings. That's what my research has shown me to be true. And, if you really look into Corbell, he hasn't really had a real job, near as I can tell, ever. So, well, unless you count like a martial arts instructor, but, those guys don't make that kind of money.
Not this kind.
No, not that kind of money. So who knows where his money comes from? Is it family money? Did he make that much from the Bob Lazar movie deal? Maybe. Who knows?
I don't know. But that's a beautiful home. Ah, man. Beautiful.
Somebody said to me, wow, congrats on the shit interview. Why even bother? Yeah, well, I did my best.
Stupid. Hey, at least it was something. That's how I look at it.
Somebody said, Anjali, you were aggressive from the get-go. Stephen Cambion was respectful but passionate. He also apologized every 5 minutes for 3 hours. Yeah, I handled it wrong. I gave her an out. That's my regret. I shouldn't have given her that out. I handed it to her. I handed it to her on a silver plate. I got too upset, and I raised my voice a little bit, but I just reviewed it right before coming on here, Rich. It wasn't that bad. It
really wasn't. I
didn't yell at her. I raised my voice a little bit. I got passionate and upset. I'm a passionate guy. I'm prone to getting upset. Sorry, and I apologize. That's all I can do.
Guess what I found? Yeah, there's nothing you can do. We knew this shit was going to go down. I thought she would have at least waited till you did something that was worth hanging up over. That wasn't really that bad.
Yeah, I get it. I don't think that was worth it.
Oh, wait a minute. Something just happened. Hold on. I got the Lou Elizondo clip where he goes a little nuts.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think...
You should play this. This is gold.
Here we go. Wait, it didn't go on it. Hold on.
Oh, no. I'll try to find it.
No, I got it. I just clicked the wrong video.
Yeah. Listen, Rich must be really ADD, because has anybody ever watched his show when he shares his whole browser? He's got like 95 tabs open at once, and I'm like, how the fuck how the heck do you literally his entire top of his screen, it's like It's so small, he can barely click on each tab. He's got like 300 tabs open. And I'm like, I don't know, me, I'm a little ADD. I can't do that. I don't know how you do it.
Everything's in order. I have YouTube first, Twitter next, and then after that, I have mixed stuff and I know where everything is every night.
Good for you. You're a better man than me.
I'm not. I used to have everything in emails.
Yes, Six Sense. My chat room moderator, a great guy, is captured this. Six Designs. This is Lou starting to lose the plot.
Here we go.
Beautiful.
And Kurt, I'll tell you too, if I can.
Sure.
Be very mindful that even yourself, right? We're doing this show right now. We're talking to you and your audience, and there are people that are trying to sabotage or hijack this conversation.
Not me.
Use this conversation we're having with you to push their own agenda and their own narrative. Right now, you're seeing it live on your chat. People that have ulterior motives and agendas and are looking to construe and misconstrue information. And,
all right, who triggered Lou?
The very thing that
I know. I want to know.
You're witnessing it right now. It's happening right now as you and I are having this conversation.
I'm going to reach out to him and see if I can't get an original copy with the live chat so that I can review what was said.
To push
By the way, did you know that Lou and Cahill were in the same home?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't believe it. They acted like they weren't. They're just in different rooms. But Lou gets up and you can see him in the mirror.
You can see him in the mirror walking to take a shit.
Yeah.
Lou got so upset at you assholes in the live chat that were asking too many questions that he had to take a big shit right in the middle of the interview.
He got the nervous poops, yeah.
I used to get the nervous poops, so I can't really.
I get them still.
Imodium AD works wonders, man. That's going to plug you up for like 5 hours, 6 hours straight. You ain't shitting whether you want to or not. 2 of them, you'll be all right.
This guy is, now you don't have to say anything, but, lately Lou has been very paranoid. He thinks that me and people who know me are part of Greer's payroll. And he thinks we have a plot to get him, like make him look bad. It's really weird.
Yeah,
it's not that at all.
I truly think that he is unraveling, and I got to say too is that there have been people that are right on threads of his on Twitter who are showing that they've been doxxed by a show host for being critical of him, and why don't you say something here? And he is ignoring all that, but then claiming that he's under some kind of, psychological operation or attack here, and these people are trying to discredit me. No, we're asking questions.
Right.
And you're the coward that only goes on shows that you get the questions in advance for. Come on a real show, answer real questions like what happened to that spaceship you collected all that money for with UTSA and all these other things. He doesn't want to do that. It's right though. Here's what I'll say. I think that he's under tremendous pressure. This book is going to come out, and he thinks that's a big payday for him, and it might not be if his stories start falling apart. And I think he's under a lot of stress. That's my observation, and I'm entitled to it. I'm no psychiatrist, but he looks like he's under a lot of stress lately, and things are unraveling. But we've seen these people get unraveled before. Look, earlier tonight, we saw Anjali get unraveled. They don't like it when you've got facts and evidence and you can dispute things that they put on record and said. And I think that maybe Lou's narrative is going to come crashing down. And I have that on good authority from multiple sources. There's some things brewing in the background that I can't really talk about yet. But we'll see what happens with him and his narrative.
I've heard some strange things too, which I can't talk about or should. Yeah, so I won't. But yeah, this is an interesting time. His book's coming out. He's afraid that if anybody says anything, it'll hurt the sales, which I don't think it will. He's going to sell a ton of books. I'm probably going to buy it if it's on audio.
One thing that's interesting is that controversy sells books. So
yeah.
Maybe he's trying to generate the controversy by claiming he's under attack.
Oh, that's it.
Won't be the first time.
Oh, we've heard this song and dance before.
Actually, we've heard it from Greer, remember? They try to buy him off with $1 billion.
$2 billion.
$2 billion to stop talking about aliens.
Back in 1995 or something.
You know?
Like 2 billion, who says no to that?
Yeah,
I tell you.
I'm going to say no to $2 billion because I have too high integrity. Me, the guy that used a dead baby to try to scam alien dollars, sorry, that's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. I have too much integrity to take $2 billion to shut up about these aliens. I don't think so. But, you know, this is where we're at with this thing. I will say this, like the little bit of the Kurt interview that I saw, it seemed like he was really on the defensive, Lou, for the whole thing. You know, what little I've been able to see that people have, you know, they pulled it back. So we're not going to see it till tomorrow in full, but it got pulled back, and you know, but people grabbed clips while it was live, and thanks to Six's Design for doing that.
Yeah,
you know, we got to see a little bit of preview of what fireworks are in store. Now he's claiming that there's all these disinformation agents, and you know, they're attacking him.
What a great time. Isn't this fun?
I gotta say, it is fun again.
Yeah, a little fun right now.
Regardless, this weekend for me was the first time that I because I gave up my weekend for this shit. I'm supposed to be at the cabin. I'm supposed to be doing all these other things, but these people only could do the interview this weekend. And then she agreed to do tonight or Sunday. So I went, there goes my weekend. I'm all chips in. I don't care. Forget my weekend. I'm following the story. And I'm glad that I did. And I did, despite the controversy. Remember, controversy sells, so I'm okay with it. I wish she would have stayed longer, you know. And I gave her an out, though. I raised my voice a little bit.
How dare you?
She was raising her voice before me in my defense, but whatever.
How dare you?
I screwed up. I handed her the out. I gave her the out.
Here's Lou taking a piss. You see him in the background here in a second. Right? Isn't this the one?
Mm-hmm.
Right here. Watch this on the mirror.
No, he's got to go take a shit, Lou. It's not a piss.
Shit.
He had to take a shit. I got to go take a shit. Here it goes. I'm going to take a shit. Take a shit. Look in the mirror.
Where'd he go? There he goes.
He's running to take his shit. He's running to take his shit.
He was running.
These people are asking critical questions in the live chat. I can't stand this. I gotta take a shit right now.
He's running.
Lou had to take his shit. By the way, I'm clipping this. I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna clip this.
This is watch. Here we go.
He's running. He's running while he's pulling his pants down.
He was.
He's running while he's pulling his pants down. He had to take his shit so bad.
Whoops. That is unbelievable. He was pulling his pants by his pockets. He couldn't wait. He was grabbing a handful.
You terrible people. You UFO Twitter people in that live chat asking him hard questions and questioning his narrative. You made him have a stomach problem and have to take a shit live in the middle. He had to take a big shit so bad live in the middle of the interview that he had to run, pulling his pants down to the toilet.
He did the old man run while it's coming out.
Yeah. Trying to get there before he got any warm shit running down.
Oh my God.
That's how nervous he got from being questioned by skeptics. That's why he won't go on a show like Rich's or mine, because he might shit himself live on air, apparently. This is terrible. Look, here's what I'll do. I'll offer this to Lou Elizondo. If he'll come on my show or Rich's show, we're both here. We can both agree to this. We'll give him a bathroom break every 10 minutes so he doesn't shit himself from the real questions that Rich or I would ask him. We don't want you to shit yourself live on air, Lou Elizondo. So we'll give you a don't shit yourself pass. And at any time you feel like you got to shit because the questions are getting too tough for you, you can run out and take a shit. I'll give him shit breaks. I'll call it the shit break, the Lou Elizondo shit break stream. And I'm going to give him a certificate that he's entitled to take a shit break whenever he needs one because shit is getting too intense for him and he might shit himself. I don't want a man to shit themselves live on my show. Rich, you don't want a man to shit themselves.
No, I don't want anybody shitting themselves.
Come on, we've all had that happen, whether it happened
my God, my
face. That's a terrible thing to happen.
Lose poos.
That'll ruin your day when you shit your pants.
Oh, that's the worst. I've never done it. I'm just saying it's got to be the worst.
Oh, I have once when I was a kid, and I did it once as an adult, and that was terrible.
Oh no!
In my case, I go into this Burger King, and I'm like, oh, thank God, I'm going to shit my pants if I don't shit in like 2 minutes. So I get into the Burger King, and they're cleaning the bathroom, and I can't go in, and they're like, we'll be done in a few minutes if you want to wait.
No.
And they're like, nope, shit my pants.
No! That's when you go in the women's bathroom.
They wouldn't let me.
Oh no!
I think they were cleaning both. I don't know what happened.
I hate when they're.
I had an adult accident. That's too much information.
Never clean the bathroom during business hours or whatever. Yeah, unless it's 24 hours. Popsicle Ocean again with $2 Lou churning the dookie butter. Yep, a lot of poop jokes coming out. Thank you very much.
But that's interesting that do you think that was deceptive, them pretending to be in two different places? Or do you think that it was just logistics because they didn't have like a place where they could both sit comfortably and 2 mics and headphones?
Why are they in the same place to begin with?
They're hanging out, I guess, getting their stories together. I don't know. It's weird.
It is strange. Maybe... unless they're friends and they were just hanging out and he said, hey, I got Sean here. Why don't we both be on? I mean, I could see that happening, but they would have to have 2 computers to do that.
Yeah,
so,
but I think in the interest of, they should have said that they're both in the same house.
Maybe they did.
It is, listen, in their defense, it is a lot more complicated to put 2 people on a scene with 1 webcam, 2 microphones, because you would need 2 inputs on the computer for the microphones. And so, but... one could have been sitting on a laptop right next to the other one with a different computer, and they could have done it. I don't know why they did that, but it seems deceptive to me.
Unless you only had 2. Well, maybe in your different room, you don't have the echoing of the other person in your ears. I don't know. Whatever it is, I want to watch that tomorrow and see if they mention that they're both in the same house. It'd be interesting if they give the impression they're not in the same house, and we got the mirror here. That's real deceptive, and I want to know why. That's what we do. Lee Guy says for $2, you're allowed to poop your pants once a year. Yeah, once a year. That's about right.
I think you get like 1 or 2 as an adult and unlimited as a child. Because when you're a child, you might not have command of your,
true
domain very well. I remember in grade school, some poor kid shit himself on like a school trip. He shit his pants, And that turned into a whole thing, and that kid was the shitter for the rest of his time. Poor guy.
That ruined his life.
We've all been there. Shit happens. Literally, shit happens. I felt bad for him. I was always nice to him. I'm like, and I tried to help him. I'm like, I'll go try to get you some pants, bro. Like,
I'll do one better.
Clean up and,
Yeah, you were the only nice one to him? Basically.
Maybe a couple of us.
Because...
And then the chaperones found out, and they kind of took over. At first, it was just us kids, and we were at like Sesame Place, and I don't know if he got excited or he ate too much.
Yeah, he was nervous.
He shit his pants, and I mean, running down his leg, coming out his shoes, shit his pants. It was bad. It was bad. I always felt bad for him, and I was always nice to him because accidents happen.
Shit happens.
But that guy was shit break for the rest of his time in school.
Look, I walked in on one of my friends whacking it, and he became Palmer the rest of the 3 years in school. Yeah, he hated me. He hated me. That I can't unsee it, and it's been 40 years.
Yeah, it's like that old joke. You ever been caught jerking off? No? Yeah, I guess you found a good place to hide and do it.
Really? Never mind.
You know what you mentioned, and this is good because I feel like I feel better from my shit show earlier. Things happen. Just gotta roll with the punches. It's okay. We're gonna keep going with this thing, and we do the best you can do. That's all. We're all human. You do the best you can do, and we'll see what happens.
That show turned out to be great anyway, regardless. I mean.
Oh,
Wayne?
My show earlier?
Yeah, your show earlier.
Wayne coming on. Yeah, he saved the day. I have to thank him,
Yeah, he's actually a cool guy. He does kind of have a Lou Elizondo head.
I want to get him to play Lou Elizondo for me.
Oh my God.
He could definitely pull it off. Why should I wear a mask when I could just get that guy to
Oh my
to
God.
read a script, right? And he's cool. He'll probably do it. I don't know. I'll talk to him.
He was in construction
Yes, and
because he
and
looks like even though he's had cancer, he's still a big guy.
yeah, and apparently, he's got like all the toys. I talked to him a little bit about this. Like he's got some like the big toys. Like for building whole homes. He's got like
Okay.
big trucks, and he's got cement trucks to mix cement to pour foundations, and he's got,
He's got a
all
boring company, right?
all the gear he's got to build big homes. All with him and a crew. I think he's sort of like the crew chief.
I thought he was. I thought, if I remember probably wrong, that he was one of the like a boring company, not boring like they bore holes into the ground. No.
Generally home construction.
Oh, okay.
I believe
So he could
I'm
dig a
correct.
hole if he wanted to. Yeah.
Oh, sure. I bet you he's got a backhoe or something, but there's no evidence of that with the pictures. He sent me pictures of all around there, and he went out with his webcam and tried to show me, but we're going to get a correspondent. We're going to have a new West Coast correspondent to go over there and make film for us, and we'll share it and, try to get to it.
Man, I hope they find. Didn't he say there were UFOs out there?
Yeah, and there's apparently, we're trying to find the book, but you know who I have to call? I have to call Michael Schratt, who's a walking encyclopedia of UFO knowledge. He'll know what book that was mentioned in if I give him the coordinates or the general area. I'm pretty sure. If not Michael Schratt, I have two other leads that I'm going to chase down and say, you got to help me find this book that mentions people had contact near this location, and I'm going to share that information as soon as I get it. So the story's not over. There's still more to it, I suppose.
Don't you think maybe that's where Anjali got the story from? Maybe she found that story.
Maybe she found that book. Yeah. After visiting that general area and then grafted into her story,
That's it. I think you might have figured it out.
But I do feel bad about it earlier because I gave her an out and I shouldn't have done that.
No, don't feel bad.
I gave her the out.
Well,
And I listened to it. I did raise my voice, but it wasn't like I was screaming at her. And now the Love and Light crowd is on Twitter saying how rude. I'm sorry. That's all I can say,
But for 7 seconds you were apologizing, and she heard you apologizing and still decided to hang up on you.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is.
I know, but don't feel.
This is where there's a Stabbing Westward song, and it's called "This Is Where It Falls Apart," and that's what I think happened.
Western. Yeah.
This is where it fell apart for her because I think she also realized during that interview that I was going to come hard with hard questions and I wasn't going to be as nice as I had been perhaps previously. I think she got that impression, and maybe I started too hot, And I did say right before she jumped off, I said, "I apologize. Let's both take a step back and take a breath." I tried to reset, and she was gone. She just bounced out.
There were 7 seconds where she definitely heard you saying, "I'm sorry." I thought she was going to stay on, and then she went nope and hung up. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. But
extraordinary claims require extraordinary proof, and I can understand. Look, I just reviewed the footage of her. She looked really frazzled and beaten up and broken down in that video, more so than I've ever seen her. Yeah. So I think that there's a lot, to play the devil's advocate, there's a lot of stress on her with this so-called Wayne being found, being interviewed, and completely shooting her story as shit 24 hours before she comes on my show. So maybe that was a mistake. We should have given her a week to, I don't know.
Don't second guess it. It is what it is. How much is there, really? It would have been nice, but hey, man. Yeah, I mean, it was a fun night, and that's what matters most.
I'm proud of myself because, one of the things I learned doing live shows, and I mean live stage shows, is that bad things are going to happen. I've literally had the stage manager screw up and drop the curtain on me in the middle of a show when you're not supposed to drop the curtain.
Yeah.
And after a while, you just learn. You got to adapt and overcome because these things are going to happen. Mistakes happen. Somebody before the show will break a leg and not be able to do the show, and they were 20 minutes of the show, so you got to hurry up and fill the 20. That's what happened tonight. And I'm thankful that Brian came in to save the day and the panel members, and we still pulled it out. That's what
It
you
was
got to
great.
do. Adapt and overcome.
Well, the other thing, she also helped with those tweets too by adding to it, even though she wasn't there anymore. So she gave you some material to work with. Yeah, it was a good
She's
night.
she's always welcome to come back. But what I will say is that if I ever have a chance to interview her again, I'm not doing anything but meditating for 48 hours. I'm not kidding you. I will
Okay.
meditate my ass off so that I'm in full control of my emotions and my faculties, and I do not pop off like that ever again. I'm not giving her an out like that again. I will, do whatever I got to do to make sure that I don't even raise my voice to her.
You
Because
got to have somebody there mute you.
I gave her an out. I gave her the out, and she took it and ran.
First
You know?
chance.
I think here's what I think happened. I think that she got some inkling that the Stephen that she was able to manipulate thus far was gone, and I wasn't giving her the pass tonight, and I was going to come hard at her with real questions, and she got that sense very quickly and got frustrated and bailed. That's what I
We
think
all
happened.
saw it. Yeah,
I'm
it
entitled to my
was.
opinion,
I saw it. I said, he's not going to give in tonight. I just knew it. And she was really nervous from the get-go, whatever this and all this and doing this. I mean, she was all over. Never seen her like that. Usually she's calm, cool, collected. A little bit of schizoid in there sometimes, but usually she's in control.
She got a little bit nasty and argumentative and
condescending.
animated like that with Ryan, the guy that went at her real good, and he was real drunk and yelling at her and stuff. And that was worse. That was way worse. And she stuck through that. She didn't drop that stream for 3 hours. So
yeah, but you didn't have Wayne saying it's all bullshit at that time.
Yeah, we didn't have confirmation from her so-called eyewitness to all those events that none of that happened as she described. So
she knew
and she
that.
did look visibly frazzled and sort of beat up, like defeated. So I'm still human. I feel bad for her in some sense because maybe she truly believed all this stuff, and delusions when they come crashing down are dangerous. So I would caution her that I hope that she gets some counseling or help to get through whatever's going on with her.
And I second that too.
Yeah,
I felt the same.
I wish her the best.
Yeah.
It's been
nobody
incredible.
wishes her ill will.
Yeah.
We just want the truth. That's it. We don't want to be bullshitted to. Again.
Stephen A's in the live chat, and he said it's all on video. She watched your show with Wayne and was fuming all night. I think that's probably a good assessment. Yeah. She watched that show, watched her whole narrative come crashing down, and then she had to show up and try to explain her way out of that box. And that I don't think there's any explaining her way out of that box. I think that, the witness that we have, which is, quote, Wayne, not really Wayne, but, whatever.
Yeah.
He was very, very credible, and he came across very trustworthy. This is my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. I think he came across very believable, very trustworthy. Like he has, except for the fact that he's trying to sell his house for $10 million to people that want to find aliens. He doesn't really have a motive to lie about all this stuff. Happened 3 years ago, and she wove this poor couple into their narrative, having spent less than 8 hours at their home, that there's aliens and a secret base there and all of this stuff. And, I think the delusion came crashing down on her. And that may explain her haggard appearance and why she was, a little more aggressive and, I don't want to say nasty, but she was definitely more aggressive earlier tonight than she had ever been with me.
Yeah, I haven't seen her that way.
And I don't think I pushed her that much. I mean, you should see the list I'm going to release the list of questions that I had for her because it wasn't going to get better for her. I think one way or the other, she was going to storm off. I just wish that I had measured things and got her to stay longer before she did the diva storm off,
Yeah. Yeah. It was interesting, though, for what a little time there was. But that's it for tonight. I think we've said all we can say. And look, man, thanks for coming on. What a weekend you had. That was so much fun. Thanks for doing those interviews. Yeah, I got to tell you,
I hate to say this, but I have a feeling that that's not the last working weekend for me. Because people ask me and they want to do Saturday night interviews. And I I don't want to spill the beans yet, but I got some big names that want me to do Saturday night interviews. I think I'm going to do it, whether I have to do it from the cabin, but I need to do some work there to ensure that I'm not going to have jitters or issues with the stream or what, you know.
Yeah.
We're probably going to be working weekends because it's better for the numbers, and that's just the way it is. I'm fine with taking Monday and Tuesday off or whatever instead of the weekend, you know.
Just change your weekends, yeah.
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday is now Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah, me and you are lucky that we can do that. And you know what, Rich?
Yeah.
I got to say something. I just want to say that, like, you and me are very lucky. And we have to remember that, because I just talked to an old friend who's really struggling, and he's trying to get a new job, and people are offering him like $9 an hour. It is rough out there. And the fact that me and you could do something that we really enjoy doing, and hey, let's get back to enjoying it, because sometimes, you know, it gets to be a grind. It's not fun, and there's drama and bullshit you got to deal with. But look, me and you are very fortunate. We can earn a living doing something we enjoy, informing people, having a good time. This is literally a dream job, Rich, and we both got it.
It is for me.
We both can have that, and we just got to work hard. But we're both very fortunate that we can do this, because it's a struggle out there, friends. It is rough out there. It is rough out there. And the fact that both me and Rich can somehow try to scrape a little bit of a living out of something we both really, truly are passionate about and enjoy, that's amazing to me, you know?
It's the reason I do it, you know?
Yeah.
And now twice a night, you know?
Yeah,
but,
thanks, asshole.
What'd I do
You
wrong?
know, oh, yeah, wait a minute. Wait here. We got to, all right, before we end this, now I'm not starting any new beefs with Rich, but do you know how many assholes, fans?
Wait.
Look, I got like 7 messages like, hey, did you hear Rich is going to be doing 2 shows a day? When are you going to do that? I'm like, fuck, Rich is doing what? And then I had to look into it. I'm like, Rich, you son of a bitch. He's doing 2 shows a day, and now people are just like, oh, I guess you're going to do 2 shows a day, right? I'm like, no, he's crazy. I can't do that. It's already enough time trying to do 5 a week. And then Rich does 6 a week. Are you doing 12 a week?
11.
11 a week.
11, yeah.
You're a maniac, bro. I hate
What else
you.
am I doing? I love it.
I know, but now everybody wants me to work that hard, and I'm sorry. I'm doing the best I can already. This son of a bitch is making me look bad. He's making me look rich. You're making me look like a slacker, bro. Because
all right.
Only 1 2-hour show a day. Rich is doing a 2-hour show a day. Then he goes to an alternate channel and does another show. You must be lazy, and Rich is more passionate than you, or this or that. I'm like, son of a bitch, Rich. Are you kidding me? I can't compete with this shit. I could compete with him when he was doing 1 show. Not really. Now I got to compete with him doing 2? Son of a bitch. All right, I said my piece. But we're good. We're friends. We're okay.
So I want to thank you for coming.
yeah, we're good.
Hey,
this
man.
is real talk, friends. We don't have filters. Neither me or Rich really have much of a filter. So you get the honest truth from us at least. You know? I think people appreciate that, and they respond to it. That's why, Rich, you're doing well and I'm doing well, because they respond well to what we're doing and the honesty with which we try to do it.
I think so. I don't think we should, curtail our show, put on a shirt and tie, try to look like somebody we're not and read off a script and have everything prepared. I mean, I'm prepared, but it's not a script, and nothing ever goes the way I want it to anyway.
I once did 1 show off of a little notepad scribble with 4 lines written on it, and I did a 2-hour show off of 4 lines.
Right.
But they were 4 important talking points. So, you got to
totally
do what
get
you
it. Yeah, sometimes you only need 4 bullet points. That's it.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Well, I do want to announce that I'm starting a secondary channel, right, called TRUTHSEEKERS Lives. And we're going to be doing our normal show, and then we'll go over there and do a secondary show.
For the people. It's for the people.
I gotta compete. This son of a bitch is going to make me work twice as hard for no reason other than I'm supposed to keep up with the Joneses and shit. Thanks, Rich, making us all look like slackers.
Well,
But, yeah,
your numbers
okay.
are so good. I said I got to do something to combat this. Why is he? He's getting all these great guests.
I am thankful for that, and I
Oh
got
no,
more coming
I'm
up.
so happy.
We've got L.A. Marzulli rescheduled for not this week, next week, and we've got a few
Oh,
more
yeah.
big names coming up, and it should be good.
No, you get these guests, and the shows are phenomenal, and you deserve everything you get. So it's fun to watch, yeah. Because I know that we'll help each other when we can, but in the meantime, we still got to do our own thing, and you're successful and doing really well. And I feel like we've come back, with the strikes, that really hurt.
It's like somebody cutting off your legs and expecting you to run a marathon again. When you used to run a marathon with the legs, now they cut off your legs, and it's going to take Rich a little bit of time to build back up. But I know you're going to do it, brother. I know.
Yeah,
I believe
it's
in
hard.
you.
I believe in me, but I don't know. I don't believe in other people. All right, man. Well, again, great weekend, great show tonight. Maybe we'll see another episode of the Anjali saga when you guys go out there with the film crew and all that shit. So,
Yeah,
anything
we're gonna do it.
Well, what do you got coming up in the next day or two? Anything we should know about?
I'm going to hold my cards a little tight to my chest until we figure things out. But
Yeah,
thanks for
sometimes
having me. I had a good time. It's good checking in with you, and thanks for supporting us doing this Anjali interview and the whole story.
Yeah, thanks for offering to come on tonight. Made the show. Thanks.
I'm going to bounce on out of here.
Yep.
Stop working so hard and make me look like a sloucher.
I'll do my
All
best to
I'm
suck.
Sick
Don't
of
worry.
that shit. You go do your wrap up without me. Thank you all for
right.
coming. And go subscribe to Truth Seekers on YouTube. Thank you all. Good night.
He's gone. Oh, that was a lot of fun. My face hurts. Oh. Yeah, I don't get to laugh like that often. Because, when you laugh at yourself, it's not the same belly laugh. He's good. That was a lot of fun. I'm glad he came on. And thank you for everybody supporting the show. Go, if you missed this, we were on for a couple of hours, so it was a lot of fun. And we'll be back tomorrow night, 9 Eastern. And then the next show, which will be Goof on News, starting tomorrow. We'll do it every week. I think I'm going to change the... I'm still going to have you guys come on. I'm going to do news for 15 minutes, and then I'm going to bring the public in. Then we're going to talk. And maybe do an hour and a half instead of an hour. Capiche? Going to play it by ear. Goof on News is going to be all week. We're going to talk about current events, paranormal events, and things that are going on in the world other than, it would be nice if we could talk about gas prices. What are we doing to save our money? Can you believe the energy costs? Can you believe the war? World War III? I don't know. So that's what I want to do, just for a week. Unless it really sucks, then we can switch it up in 2 days. But thank you very much, Super Chatters. And I know there were some of you I might have missed. Let me pull you up here real quick. Hold on a second. Hold on. I think I missed a couple at the end. So if I didn't get you, I want to thank you right now. That is Dorothy. Thank you for stepping it up on a Sunday. Thank you. AL Warrior, thanks for doing a quick recap. Thank you. Damian Smokey, thank you. That was epic. $14. AL Warrior, $5. This is great. Dorothy Hawkins again. Thanks for stepping up on a Sunday. Got it. Why was it there twice? Popsicle Ocean says Jimmy Church is going to sort all this out for $2. Lord Ludacris says for $5, sending info you don't have. Time to read. Oh, yeah. When she sent Cambian all the information, didn't have time to read it all. Makes you look bad. She did it on purpose. Great job, Steve. AL Warrior again with the $5 awesome joint and teamwork super chat. Popsicle Ocean again with $5. Anjali the movie starring Christopher Walken as Wayne. AL Warrior again with the $5 super chat. This is cool. Glad you guys are in the same page. Popsicle Ocean again with the $5. No worries, Steve. Whitley Strieber will kiss Anjali's ass on his next show. AL Warrior again. You guys are awesome. Expose the frauds for $5. William Bridges with the $10 super chat. Bringing the real info. Thank you. Thank you. Popsicle Ocean again with $2. Lou churning the dookie butter when we talked about Lou having a run to the potty. Lee Guy, the Baconator, again with the $2. You're allowed to poop your pants once a year. Super Chat and Ale Warrior with $1. It's a smiley face winking emoji. And hold on, because if there's any PayPal, I'll feel bad I didn't mention it. You guys are the best ever. Let's take a look on the PayPal. I think I saw somebody left one earlier. Yes. Nathan, $2, says, dude, great seeing you on Cambion's show. Looking forward to seeing you on yours. Oh, that was earlier today. Anjali's whole thing reminds me of the plot of Contact with Jodie Foster, but in a smaller way. Thank you, Nathan. Appreciate that. And guys, newcomers, veterans, thank you very much for giving your time. Don't forget, it takes 2 or 3 shows to realize if you like this show or not. Hey, maybe you'll like Goof on News or Goof on Lives better. Come back at 9 tomorrow. We'll be here. Thank you all. Moderators, you're the best. Have a great week, everybody. Don't work too hard. It's Monday. All right, we're done. And don't forget, Goof On is Truthology. Is it Truthology? For ufology, yeah.
There's a weird thing. It's rotating.
What was in the skies of mysteries? And why did it sound like the most treasured sites in Christianity?
There's a